Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Mrs. Murchison's Cursive Club. Today we're going to work on some new strokes and get ourselves ready to learn how to form some new letters. You'll need your lined notebook paper. I always start by tilting my paper at an angle because I'm a right-handed writer. Remember the correct way to hold your pencil, pen, or crayon, whatever you're practicing with, is with your thumb on top, your pencil kind of tucked between your pointer finger and your middle finger, gently just holding, they just rest there. The thumb is going to wiggle and do the steering. These two fingers tuck underneath, they just sort of stay out of the way. And you'll go at an angle. You're writing at an angle. Your words should slant. So before we get started, I'm going to do some hilly strokes, some bumpy, bumpy, bumpy lines. Now in art class, I call this a bumpy line. They look like little hills too, don't they? Bumpy, hilly lines. Okay, I think I'm going to try that again. I'm going to work a little bit harder, making it slant on an angle. So here I go again. There. Whoa, what's happening? I'm putting a little dip there. 3 bumps and a dip. Let's do that again. 3 bumps and a dip. 1, 2, 3, and dip. 1, 2, 3, and dip. 1, 2, 3, and dip. 1, 2, 3, dip. These hills are very green. This time, let's just do 2 bumps and a dip. I'm going to use green since we're talking about this bumpy, hilly stroke. These hilly lines. Let's do 2. 1, 2, and dip. 1, 2, and dip. 1, 2, dip. 1, 2, dip. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That takes concentration. Concentration. One more time. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, whether you know it or not, you have just learned to write 2 new letters, lowercase letters of the alphabet. One of those letters is letter M. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's letter M. And you have also learned to write letter N. Letter N has 2 bumps. 1, 2, 1, 2. And just like in manuscript, they look similar, but the number of humps is different. So there are 1, 2, 3 humps in cursive for letter M, and there are 1, 2 humps in cursive for letter N. Well, it's time to write some words. We've already learned to write letter A, so let's write M, A, N. Isn't that something? You're putting what you learned together, and now you're able to write more words. What about another word? Tonight I'm thinking about the man in the moon. Let's do moon again because you had 3 humps on the M, up and circle around for the O that connected to another O, and it ends up here and has to come down and back up for N. So there's still 2 humps there. 1, 2. Got to keep those humps going. Make sure you have the right amount every time. Let's see. Another word we could use. Moon, noon. I like to rhyme all the time. Noon. Now, when you look at them side by side, you can tell the difference between these 2 words because the beginning letter is different. Very nice. Very nice. Now that we know how to write the letter M, I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this because I like this word and it doesn't have an N or an M in it. But if I add S, we've learned S and M, and then put A, R, T. Art makes you smart. I say that so much. I say art makes you smart all the time when I'm teaching art. And I believe cursive is like a beautiful art form. The art of beautiful handwriting with this cursive. Let's try a long word. CARTOON. Wow. Look how we linked all of those letters together. And that N, just like with moon, came off of that loop and still had 2 humps there. Now I'm making these dots here and I'm doing that just so you know. But when you're writing on your own, you shouldn't have to write those 2 dots. That's for demonstration purposes only, so let me write cartoon without it. Oops, I went a little bit over the red line, but that's okay. Still mostly in there. And when you have 2 O's together, it looks almost like little eyes looking up. Love that. Can I think of another word? Let's think of some letters we learned earlier. M, U, G. Mug. O, N, U, T. Nut. C, U, T. Cut. Oh, wow. Possibilities are endless. So practice your bumpy stroke. This bumpy, hilly stroke. Get your M's and N's lined up. Get them flowing. I'm about to sign off. It's getting more and more fun to write cursive. The more letters we learn, the more words we can write together. M and N for today's lesson. Well, thank you. Keep going with the flow, young people.